You're on the road beyond. Welcome. Good to have you with us on this Monday. A very special day, as a matter of fact. A lot of things going on. Doug O'Brien,
yes.
my co-host.
How's it going? Happy to be here. Don't forget to like and follow and share the video. You can always find us on all the social media sites at the Road Beyond Podcast. So you mentioned today is Cinco de Mayo. For those that don't know, it is not Mexican Independence Day. Can we get that out of the way?
It's Cinco de Mayo.
There's actually, somebody did a study, like 13% of people, they are the only ones that know. Everybody else is.
Well, I listen to the radio in the morning. They clarified that on just about every radio station I listen to.
It is also Astronauts Day, which is very special for us here in Houston because it is the anniversary back in 1961 of Alan Shepard becoming the first American to actually go for a 15-minute suborbital flight.
And so we can't not recognize those brave souls, Katy Perry, Gail King, whomever they stuffed in that rocket a couple of weeks ago.
They have advanced society farther than I could have imagined.
Amazing.
For those of you that don't know, sarcasm, just to be sure. It's also National Concert Day.
Oh, yeah. You went to a good one this weekend.
Yes, celebrated Saturday, Billy Idol and Joan Jett. Fantastic show. The crowd, I mean, it was packed.
I heard he's like 70, right?
Yeah.
Or 69 years old.
Yeah, he was
still sounds phenomenal.
He took his shirt off, and I'm like, dude, come on. Like, I'm almost there, but you're embarrassing me.
You're embarrassing.
He looked good. That's what embarrassed me is that I don't look as good as him. He's older.
Yeah.
But concerts, Lady Gaga set a record over the weekend.
2.5 million.
2.5 million people at the Copacabana Beach in Rio de Janeiro. It set a record. Broke Madonna's old record when she was there, I think last year or recently. It is the largest audience for a female artist, but not the largest audience ever.
As well.
Do you know who has the largest audience ever?
I'm going to go with. No, I got nothing yet. Wait, hold on. No.
Okay. One of them, there's two. Rod Stewart's 94 concert at Copacabana Beach.
Yeah.
And then Jean-Michel Jarre's 1997 concert in Moscow. And I want to say Jean-Michel Jarre had a concert here in Houston.
He did, back in 1985.
Yeah, he set a record then.
Yeah, his whole city was the stage.
Crazy day.
Yeah,
so
very cool. We've been combing through, X, formerly known as Twitter, looking at some of the most interesting stories we could find this week, and I found several of them that fit under the Road Beyond umbrella. We're going to kick things off with I found an interesting picture. Probably one of the best alien pictures I've seen in quite some time. Yeah, take a look at this. Now, this alien alleged, pretty good, huh? This is an alleged alien photographed on September 22nd, 2004 at 10:45 p.m. with a Kodak DX4530 camera. The photo was taken by a security guard in an abandoned office in Rayones, Nuevo Leon, Mexico.
I have questions.
Yeah.
Why did he have a camera ready to go? Did he know the little alien was going to pop out? I mean, that's very specific camera for this.
He had it ready to go. I guess maybe he's had it. Had some weird things happening. It's amazing how they post some of these pictures with just a little bit of details. Yeah, and that's all you got. You got nothing else.
Do not let facts get in the way of a good story.
Never.
But 10:45 seems a little early.
Yeah, usually aliens don't get out till after 11:30.
Well, I'm thinking, is this he's just off the reservation and just kind of doing his own thing, or is he like
freelancing,
a peeping alien? Yeah. Like, what is he doing?
Freestyling.
Was it in a doorway? I couldn't quite make
it looked like. Can we see the picture again, Nathan? I think it was in. Looks like it's in a doorway. Yeah, or maybe that's stairs. Looks like he's at the bottom of a stairwell.
Okay, so getting in a little exercise while on Earth. Gravity's different, so he's got to tone up.
Yeah, doing a little.
That is weird, though.
Good picture, though. We have questions, and no one's around.
What would you do if you ran into that? Just walk around the corner, taking the stairs?
Stick around.
No, I certainly would not stop and go, could you just pose for me?
I don't have a good opinion of the Greys.
On that one.
Next story. For decades, the U.S. government has denied, deflected, and dismissed claims of unidentified aerial phenomena, better known as UAPs. But now, in a quietly executed move, the National Archives have come forward, unveiling something unexpected, a dedicated online portal housing UFO and UAP records. Take a look at these.
Now, this is different than the Stargate we talked about, right?
Yes, this is different. This is actually on a government website.
These were sourced by NASA, U.S. Air Force, and various military commands, and you can see them as well. They are publicly accessible for the first time. It's a central repository of information long shrouded in secrecy. Anytime something is held in secrecy, it always, I get suspicious because why?
Well, I mean, why would, it just amazes me. 10 years ago, a decade ago, you would have been just wheeled into institutions
absolutely.
for saying that these things existed. Now the government's like, yeah, they've existed for a while. In fact, we've got a bunch of photos. We're just going to put them on a website.
So why are they sharing them now? Transparency? Are they running out of room? Like, why are they showing us this?
If you look back, there was a congresswoman about a month or so ago who established a committee, a subcommittee in Congress that was for they're the ones who are pushing for the JFK files. Right. They're pushing for the Epstein client list. RFK files have been released. Martin Luther King Jr. files. They want these things transparent and released to the public.
Yeah, I don't know. I still don't know
UFOs in there as well.
I think, is it diversion? Is it look at this while something else is going on?
Yeah, I mean, they always say these things could, foreshadow a black swan event or something like that. Who knows?
Well, I've heard too that there's the possibility, and this rumor's been around forever, conspiracy, I should say, that there are more visitations coming, that there's going to be a larger conclave, if you will, of aliens. And so this kind of softens the ground so that we aren't as shocked.
I think it's called Project Bluebeam.
Okay.
If you look that up, that's a well-known conspiracy theory that the government may use some type of fake alien invasion to unite the world as one to fight against the aliens.
So they're going to fake it to bring us together.
That's always been the foreshadowing that you heard of.
Well, I mean, look, we do come together in times of crisis.
Next week, we're going to talk about the Las Vegas incident because I got some new information, some pictures that we're going to show. We're going to talk about that next week. One other thing I wanted, before we get to our main event on the show, we've got one other piece of news. I don't think anybody was paying attention to this.
I haven't heard about this. The White House Director of Science and Technology just admitted that we have technologies that permit us to manipulate time and space. Now, is this what Einstein always theorized about being able to
travel in time?
That time is really string theory and that it's all tiny strings? Is this what it's about?
Well, I mean, if you look back over documented incidents, like I believe the Navy had an incident about 50 years ago where they tried to jump in time with a ship and people became actually fused into the ship.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it was was it the Manhattan Project?
Yeah. That, I believe you're right.
Very, very bizarre incident. But I mean, if we have this, obviously they have it. They don't know what the heck to do with it because they're waiting on. Hold on, they don't have not enough information on that one.
It sounds like. Partly, do you watch the TV show From?
I've not seen that.
Okay, it's where
I watched a new one this weekend. I'll go over that in a second.
Okay, well, in From, these people arrive at a place, and at first there's the whole idea of time and space. It's in a different time and space, like a different dimension. They can't get out. Then there are these creatures that come out at night, and sort of like zombies, but that's a second part.
Somebody had told me about this, and I heard
you would really like it. It is fascinating, but they have trees that have these bottles, but they are portals, and you can go into the tree and wind up in different places, but you have to have good intentions and do it right, because this one guy did it. And when he came out fused into the swimming pool. No. So you see his face.
I think that was a part of the Manhattan Project.
It did not work out well.
Didn't work out with them. It's very similar.
Right. And that's exactly what I thought of. But check out the show. It's actually really cool. But that whole idea of time travel, if it exists, would you do it?
I'd certainly think there are certain parts in history I'd like to go back. And I don't know if I'd want to jump into the future.
Oh, no.
I don't know if I'd want to do that.
It would be cool to visit the past, but the future is fascinating because I never thought we would be where we are now. Technologically, societally, I just never thought we would be where we are. So
and just think we're going to be in 10 years.
I mean, it's
Terminator
coming fascinating and terrifying at the same time. But I would do it, but I would not be the first.
Right.
I'm going to let a few people go,
We'll catch you on the flip side. We'll take the next one out.
Here's my theory, and this is how we handle overpopulation in jails. We take people on death row and we let them try it. And if it works, then we commute their sentence. You have done a good
You
deed.
actually think you can get away with that? Look what's going on in the world right now.
I didn't say I would get away with it. Yeah, I know. Speaking of which, Donald Trump is now wanting to reopen Alcatraz.
Alcatraz,
yeah. I'm just saying, it's a thought.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. But I mean, I would do it. Like if you go, hey, all of your debt is wiped clean.
Oh yeah.
If you give this a try, I'm like, I'm in.
Throw me on there.
I'm in.
I want to go back in time. We're talking about weird things happening in the woods. Well, that's going to lead us into our next segment. But to set up the next segment, listen to what this woman says about what happens in Appalachia.
All right, y'all, I'm going to give y'all a few quick Appalachian life lessons. These ain't meant to scare you. I think everybody should come to Appalachia if you ain't from here and see her in her full beauty and glory, but here's some tips for you. If you think to yourself, I just heard some whistling. No, you didn't. Time to get in the house. If you think, I think I just heard somebody say my name. I know I heard somebody say my name. No, you didn't. It's time to get in the house. If you're outside and you look over and you think, I just seen something move in the woods. No, you didn't. It's time to get in the house. If you're in the woods and you think, I'm gonna throw something. No, you ain't neither. You gonna get in the house. If it's getting dark and you feel the urge to whistle, you better not. You better go get in the house and don't be whistling at night. If you're in your house at nighttime and you think, I heard something outside my window. I think I'm gonna open the blinds and look out. No, you ain't. You're going to keep the blinds closed and you're going to go get your jammies on and lay down somewhere. So yeah, follow my instructions and you're going to be all right.
Well, there you go. Some interesting advice. You just go get in the house.
Yeah, well.
Go get in the house.
Look, I grew up out near the woods, not Appalachia, but still near the woods. And we were told the same thing. You know, and it was always be home by dark.
And get in the house.
But many cultures have it, whether it's the Kukui or others. But yeah, if you hear something, no, you didn't. And we're never whistle.
Never whistle.
Never.
We're going to talk more about this. Jonathan Odom returns to the show. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
When I grow up, I want to work in a lab to build robots.
From classroom to career, we're with you every step. Register for real-world education at hccs.edu.
Things could be stranger, but I don't know how. I'm going through changes now. Could spend a lifetime trying to figure it out. I'm going through changes. Through all of the strangeness, I'm going through changes now.
911, where is your emergency?
Welcome back to the Road Beyond podcast. I'm Todd Duplantis. We're live at the HCC TV studios this afternoon. Make sure you find us in social media. In fact, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have 111 episodes on there available to watch for free. You can also catch us on HCC TV as well.
We have a special guest with us today. His name is Jonathan Odom, but his fascination with the paranormal and I guess we could say Appalachian folklore started at an early age. The son of a Pentecostal preacher. I've noticed a lot of people, I'm included in this, that learn about folklore come from sons of preachers. There seems to always be a connection. But he was aware as a child there was something else to this world. He started reading everything he could about the paranormal, about UFOs, and then he had a Bigfoot encounter, which I want to hear more about. So Jonathan, welcome to the show. Tell us first about your encounters and growing up and how you got into Appalachian history and folklore.
Well, the last couple of years, I've really awakened to what I've been called to do in this world. And when I heard this segment, it's a very simple fact why you don't answer things in the woods. In my Bigfoot career on YouTube, I've said this 100 times to people. There are more things in the woods besides Bigfoot. And the reason I say this is because there may be something out there, but when you respond to it, you give it energy. And that is what people don't realize. You don't give everything energy. So I've come to this journey in a weird way, and here I am. And so thank you guys for having me, first off.
Yeah, we appreciate you being joining us once again on the show. Jonathan, is there, what is going on in the woods? I mean, you and I have talked about this before. You say strange things happen in the woods. I'm getting a feeling of maybe dark magic, nefarious things happening out there. What exactly, in your opinion, are we finding?
What has happened? I've did Bigfoot 10 years. I've did 286 videos on YouTube. I've spent so much time in the woods. I've become the woods. What I have found out the last 6 months, I haven't did half the Bigfoot research I've did unless it's on a private area. And if it's to tell you something, it's going to freak everybody out. The reason I don't do as much, the reason I don't do as much Bigfooting anymore is because there's things in the woods that have not been there that are activated. I don't know if it's last days stuff or what, but I control everything I do in the woods right now because, I don't know, the times have changed. Something else is out there. And that's one of the main reasons. You got to be real careful what you entertain energy-wise, especially in the woods nowadays.
Now, you're saying there are other things in the woods. It makes me think of was it Shakespeare? There are other things in heaven and earth that we can believe. Was it Horatio? But anyway, I digress. But what else is out there? Like, what have you seen, or what do you think is out there?
In my normal life, my human life, I am going into counseling. I'm going to counseling men. And it's going hand in hand with a lot of the paranormal stuff that I've did the last 3 or 4 years. It's just different. It's just different times. People don't realize that with the invention, with the internet, if you watch a video that is mean or upsetting, that mean or upsetting gets magnified by 10,000 times. If you think about people's feelings in this weird world, they get multiplied. And so what I'm finding out in this new stage of my life of helping people professionally is there's a whole segment of counseling of people that have been attacked by the supernatural. I've had a Bigfoot encounter or a UFO encounter, and these people often go to religious places and they can't answer the questions. And so that's what I'm doing now. And the woods have always been active. People are just realizing they are.
Well, it's interesting. You mentioned about doing counseling with people who are recovering from these experiences. Many years ago, about 20 years ago, I was a volunteer at a recovery center where I worked with a group, like a group session of people. And I've had a couple of them that actually claimed to be UFO abductees. And their response in life was just, abusing their body or trying to medicate themselves in one way or another. Do you see people in your counseling experiences that are recovering from these incidents and trying to self-medicate to keep it away from them?
Oh, 100%, 100%. I had a minister 2 weeks ago came to me driving back from a parishioner had died from a country town, going from one to another, saw a UFO in the middle of the UFO of Mississippi. And he's like, Mr. Odom, I got a doctorate in theology. I'm really messed up. And then we come to find out that these are things that are normally seen by certain people if you're open to it. It is a huge need. As much as there's a need from counseling with men, and just like the clip said, the reason why you don't answer things, because if you have unhealed trauma in Appalachia and you answer it, it becomes a demon real fast. It transferred from the human to the spirit realm. And it's just a dangerous age to be in. 90% of the cases me and Kristen get, and the reason I'm going into counseling professionally, people go to their ministers and they're men of cloth and they can't answer these questions when in fact they should be the ones answering the freaking questions. So we're in a weird place.
What is it about the Appalachian area? Is it a certain energy? Is it the minerals in the ground? Is it the water? Because I know that water is supposed to be a kind of a source, an energy source. What is it about the Appalachian area that you think brings this out?
there's a lot of courts in the area.
Yep.
There's a lot of wildness in the area. Here in Alabama, there's a place called the Bankhead Forest. It's a lot of ferns. It's an old area. And there's been a lot of just evil in that area. I don't camp in that area because things visit me at night. I'm not going to camp in a place here like that. I think certain areas are drawn to it. There's a lot of courts in Appalachia going up and down the Appalachian Trail, the Blue Ridge, into Alabama, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina. So I don't know. And we live in such an empowering age emotionally. I think anything that has any energy is just being blasted right now.
Well, Jonathan,
my biggest, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Finish your thought.
My biggest thing is I'm 52 years old. At 40, I submitted to the universe and realized I have seen spirits my whole life. And once I came to term with my gifts, I work in an inner city school right now. These last 2 years in this school helped me become comfortable with my gift with helping other people. And it's a crazy life. But yeah, Appalachian's just old. It's been here a lot longer than we have, and many more,
Well, Jonathan, we appreciate you joining us and sharing some of your experiences. I'd like to keep up with you in your journey as you're launching this counseling thing. Maybe have you back on the show again.
Yeah, anytime. Whatever you need.
Jonathan Odom, we appreciate paranormal researcher. A lot going on there.
Thank you.
We got a few more things we need to talk about in our next break, so we want to have some time for that. We're going to take a 60-second break. We're back on the flip side with
bare necessities.
Yeah, and more.
When I grow up, I want to work in a hospital.
From classroom to career, we're with you every step. Register for real-world education at hccs.edu.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Welcome back to the Road Beyond podcast.
It's time for bare necessities, but we're branching out a little bit. Okay, so we're going to include other animals because sometimes they're a lot smarter than we are.
I didn't know that getting directions from cattle is a thing, but I guess it is. Take a look at some clips we found on the internet this week. Cows actually giving direction. I should say bulls.
So this one, it's in Spanish, but he asked which way to the beach. And the bull pointed him that way.
Yeah, this next one is in English, so we're going to play the audio with it. Take a listen. It kind of plays itself out.
Good morning. Excuse me. You speak English? Hello. I need directions here. Yes. Calderas, is it this way? This way? Oh, that way. Okay. Thank you very much.
You know which way the town.
Good morning.
And just to confirm, he did it on the other side as well.
Exactly. So
made
sure you go in the right direction. So either both of the cattle were annoyed,
right,
or they actually knew the way around.
The second one really didn't want to talk to him.
He really did.
He was ignoring him.
Well,
all are.
You got
don't talk to me.
Brash New Yorker, it sounds like, hollering, "Yo, hey!"
Finally, it's like, I'm not getting rid of this guy.
Exactly.
That way.
Hey, which way to the beach?
Get back to my lunch here. Do you mind? This next piece I found, apparently it's a trend going on in social media.
But this woman, though, she does these videos all the time, painting her face.
Yeah, it's called yarn makeup.
And it's, as you say, the stuff of nightmares.
It's creepy.
Yeah, look at this one here. She is I see her all the time in social media. And she's very famous for doing these, transforming her face. This, though, has to be one of the creepiest transformations.
Just wait.
Oh, it gets better.
It's applying the makeup to the yarn. I mean, look at that. Imagine waking up in the middle of the night and rolling over, and
think
your
about
partner looks like that.
You go to bed, and she looked like at the beginning of the video.
Yeah.
You know, and you wake up in the morning to this. Yeah.
And it's also, there are other videos, it's so difficult to take off because you're gluing yarn to your face.
Didn't seem like it'd be a pleasant experience.
And now I know as guys, you know, we do crazy things, but that, as far as women, because you don't see any guys doing the yarn makeup.
No,
it's all women, and watching them pull it off, literally they're pulling the skin. It is horrific, but just that look, it's a weird trend. I think people are just bored. Way too bored, have way too much time on their hands.
Yeah, at the beginning of the show, I was talking about a series I'm currently watching.
Yes.
On Netflix.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Just found it. I'd seen ads for it. Phenomenal. Preacher. It's called Preacher. It's on Netflix.
Ads. Okay, I've seen ads for it.
You got religious fanatics, vampires, action, you know, bank thieves. It's all up in one, and it's each season so far you wonder how the heck are they going to get away with this, but it just engrosses you. I've gone through a little over, I'm in my halfway through the third of 4 seasons.
If you want, I didn't think of this earlier when we were talking about time travel. There's another series. It's a German series. And there's only like a couple of seasons, but it has a beginning and a complete end. It's called, I believe, Dark, I believe.
Just Dark.
I think I'm trying.
It's been on for a couple of years.
Yeah, but it is, I mean, it is one of the best as far as time travel and being able to follow it beginning to end, and it makes sense. You don't have questions, but it is unbelievable. It's got biblical references.
That's kind of the same with Preacher.
It's amazing.
So you got some recommendations. Dark, Preacher, and what was the other one? From.
Yeah.
Okay, those are your 3 for the week. Do your homework.
Study up, yes.
And we'll be back next week. Thanks for joining us live. I'm Todd Duplantis.
Enjoy the week.
Have a good week.
We'll be right back.